Valkyrie Sky officially shut down on December 14th, 2010. Now, why am I talking about an MMO that died almost a decade ago? Because it was an MMO that I loved. A unique take on an MMO genre that has never been recreated again. How unique, you ask? Well... It was a bullet hell shoot-'em-up MMO based on Norse mythology, if the name didn't give it away already. The shmup genre is already a very niche genre, if not a dying genre at the time the MMO launched back in 2009. I couldn't find much about the development studio Yolin Communication, as it was Korean and it was shut down along with Valkyrie Sky in 2010. I couldn't search Korean sites as I lacked necessary language skills, so I searched around in English. Everywhere I look, it was as if the company didn't exist, as if it lost all communications to this world. Did it even exist? I felt I was chasing a leprechaun, and the only evidence of existence was my memory of it, and a few scattered videos on YouTube. Then I remembered the Doomsday announcement. Why it really shut down is a mystery. Most people assume the game just wasn't profitable, but digging around shows that there was a legal dispute with the parent company, JCE. No one really knows for sure what happened, but JCE claimed Yolin Communications tried to get more money than agreed on, and Yolin Communications was trying to skirt around the contract to get money from them. Another claimed that the CEO along with the rest of the staff voluntarily stepped down and the company was closed as a result. Whatever truly happened, Yolin Communications was shut down entirely, and thus the game died along with it just 1 year after its launch. Many people tried to grab onto that small sliver of hope that someone else will come and pick up this game. Because while the development studio was shut down, the game was still running. And then, we got the dreaded announcement we didn't want to hear. To our beloved Valkyrie Sky players, before anything else, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to the Valkyrie Sky community for sticking it out with us since the beginning. We can only attribute all the success of Valkyrie Sky because of your endless support. Based on recent developments, GameKiss, the publisher of Valkyrie Sky, has decided that the service of Valkyrie Sky can no longer continue in the future. So it was with a heavy heart that we announced the game server of Valkyrie Sky will be shut down for the very last time on the closing hours of December 14, 2010, PST. But enough about that. What is this strange hybrid of an MMO? It has RPG elements such as classes, leveling, gear, questing, and then it has shoot-'em-up elements. And there are even life skills like fishing, cooking, and chanting. This is an MMORPG, but with combat not usually ever associated with MMORPGs. The game itself is a very instance game, like other games from Korea such as Dragon Nest or Vindictus. You have this hub where you spend your time outside of dungeons, like other MMOs where you pick up quests, find stuff like auction houses, or even meet other people. It's the very basic minimal hub, and the only place you really interact with others. On the world map is a series of dungeons scattered across the world. You fly open and open up a smaller hub, where you can enter progressively more difficult dungeons within that hub. Think Dragon Nest, which is the area outside the main cities. It's really nothing special, and quite bland to be honest. The real reason this game stood out was the actual dungeons, the combat. When you enter a dungeon, you're in a vertical auto-scroller, like many of the old school shmup games. Think Toho, or anything by Cave really. Then there's something you notice almost right away. The music is by DBU, or his full alias, Dobu Usagi, aka the Ditch Rabbit. If you still don't know who he is, then you may know him as one of the legendary guys behind the Toho music. There is a wide variety to this music as well, from the thumping fields, to the more calm forest, or even the eerie undead areas, which happens to be my favorite. The stages all sync to this music as well. When you hear reaching a climax, or slowing down, you know something is coming up next, whether a boss or just the end of the dungeon. It's not a standard shmup. It merges RPG elements with it. You still get completely destroyed by a straight bullet or just body contact with an enemy like any other shmup. But you have skills, you have equipment to do more damage, you have a party to work together with. While hard, you can still beat a stage while under level through sheer skill alone. But it's completely viable to just blow it up with all your gear. There are 4 main classes in this game: the swordsman, the summoner, the magician, and the bowman, each with 3 of their own subclasses. For example, the swordsman can be a fighter, a knight, or a defender, each with their own skills. The fighter, for example, has a lot of dash attacks and mobility. The knight can throw his sword from a safer distance, and the defender can block attacks and bullets from the screen. You're also able to choose a secondary subclass as well, from either of the 2 subclasses, or the same one. Doing so will give you a whole new class through metamorphosis, up to a total of 6 classes for each main class. The ones that can be created can be, for example, the Lord, to the Fencer, and maybe the Slayer. I think the first question most people ask when they see the gameplay is this game difficult? Short answer, yes, it's hard as hell. Long answer, it depends on your level, your gear, your class, if you're playing solo, or how confident you are in bullet hell, because the later levels, the boss fights are quite intense. There is no way around this shmup gameplay. This is a genre that you have to like to play this game. And because of this niche, the community is very small. It was never going to reach mainstream appeal. I guess this is why it was only a matter of time before the game closed down. Whether because of legal issues a year later, or just from the lack of a player base eventually. There will probably never be another game like Valkyrie Sky for good reason. But it doesn't mean we can't look back at its short but strange legacy as the only shmup hybrid MMO ever made.